Strange signal from a distant galaxy, FRB 121102, who is sending the message. On a pitch-black night in the northern sky, when the stars twinkle like ancient cosmic whispers, a strange radio signal rings out in the blackness of space. No one knows where it came from. No one understands what it means. But it doesn't stop. It repeats. The signal's name sounds dry, FRB 121102. But behind that indifferent name lies one of the deepest and most terrifying mysteries humanity has ever faced. Is someone trying to contact us? Or are we eavesdropping on a conversation between beings not of this world? FRB, when the universe speaks, fast radio bursts, FRBs, are extremely short radio pulses, lasting only a few thousandths of a second, but carrying as much energy as the sun emits in an entire day. They burst out like jolts from the far reaches of space and disappear so quickly that they leave scientists baffled. In most cases, FRBs occur once, never to be repeated. But FRB 121102 was different. It came back. It kept broadcasting, and always from the same spot in the sky. The signal was first detected on November 2, 2012, hence its name, by the Arecibo telescope in Puerto Rico. Since then, it has been recorded hundreds of times, sometimes at an unusual frequency of one every few seconds. A strange place. Using sophisticated calculations and data from telescopes around the world, scientists determined that the signal originated from a dwarf galaxy about 3 billion light-years away. This means that the radio pulses we hear today were emitted when Earth was a dinosaur-filled jungle during the Cretaceous period. But what's scarier, they're still playing. What could be emitting such a strong, regular, continuous, and precise signal from such an incredible distance? Is it some kind of super-powerful neutron star? A giant magnetic field? Or a machine? An astronomical lighthouse tuned to our direction? Chilling hypotheses at first, many scientists thought it might be a magnetar, a neutron star with a powerful magnetic field, that emitted a signal as it rotated on its axis. But FRB 121102 didn't quite fit the bill. Its signal was too regular, too complex, and sometimes carried modulations that seemed coded. A more daring hypothesis has been put forward. Could FRB 121102 be a man-made signal? If so, it could be a cosmic beacon used to navigate deep space, an interplanetary radio transmitter, or a message from an extinct civilization. The language of the stars? In 2020, a team of scientists discovered that the pulses of FRB 121102 seemed to have structure. Some of the signal sequences were evenly spaced, as if forming a logical repeating pattern. If this was the voice of nature, it was intelligent. If this was language, it was not meant for human ears. A machine learning team at the SETI Institute later discovered a repeating pattern of elements, the same way humanity once imagined it would use to communicate with aliens. For the first time in history, humanity was confronted with the possibility that the universe might be speaking to it. And what if it's a door? What if FRB 121102 isn't just a signal, but a trigger? A code? A key? One team hypothesizes that its frequency and period could influence ancient forms of technology, or even the living brains of radio-sensitive creatures. What if we were to answer one day? Could that be what FRB 121102 has been waiting for all these billions of years? Who are we in this conversation? We once believed we were alone in the darkness of the universe. But now, from a dwarf galaxy billions of light-years away, a voice is calling out, steady, persistent, relentless. FRB 121102 is more than a physical phenomenon. It is a question sent from an ancient era, across space and time, to us, those who have only just learned to listen. The question now is no longer, who is sending the signal? It is, are we ready to answer? Assumption: if humans respond to FRB 121102. 2031. After nearly 2 decades of listening and recording, the SETI ESA consortium decided to do something no human had ever dared to do: send a response to the coordinates of FRB 121102. The project was codenamed Echo Back. A network of the planet's most powerful radio transmitters were synchronized to broadcast a message, encoded in a series of prime numbers, interleaved binary, with a simple logic structure, simulating the existence of artificial and biological intelligence on Earth. The first message was sent at 0 o'clock UTC on November 11, 2031. The sequence lasted 37 seconds, with a 2-minute silence to listen for a response. Nothing happened for 24 hours. But on the second day, FRB 121102 responded, in a new form. The pulse sequence was no longer monotonous, but began to vary, as if it were mimicking the signal we had sent, but in a different grammar. As each day passed, the response grew more complex. Scientists described it as a child learning to speak a human language, but with a foreign brain. On day 12, the Nordic Institute for Astrophysics decoded part of the signal, a set of three-dimensional spirals, almost like a gravitational map, leading to a blank space in our star map. They called it the silent coordinate. On day 21, a sudden high-frequency sequence was added. When converted into an audio signal within the human range of hearing, it emitted a slow hiss, followed by a sound similar to a heartbeat. Scientists debated fiercely. Was this a real response, or just a strange physical effect? Then, the unexpected happened. Day 34, FRB 121102 stops emitting pulses. Absolute silence. The final answer 4 months later, on March 1, 2032, the CASA Space Telescope captured a blurry image of the silent coordinates. A brief flash of light, lasting just 0.8 seconds, was emitted in binary code. When decoded, it formed a familiar symbol, a twisted Fibonacci sequence, similar to the one detected in radio waves from other parts of the galaxy. Just below the symbol, a simple binary string: "You have been heard." No signal since. No further answers. But from then on, humanity was no longer silent. We began to transmit signals, once a year, like a whisper in the dark: "We are ready." And in every observatory, every monitoring station, every scientist silently placing his hand on the transmitter, asks himself one question: if one day they come back, will we understand them?